He didn't raise his voice. He just folded his hands on my kitchen table, looked straight through me, and said, "It's your responsibility to fund her dream day." My mom dabbed her lips with a napkin like we were discussing the weather. My sister, Lily, let a tiny, triumphant grin curl as if the verdict was already sealed. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I simply rose, aligned my chair, and delivered the quietest ultimatum of my life. "Pack your bags. You have until sunset tomorrow." That was the instant the ground tilted. I'm Violet, and for 31 years I believed silence equaled love. I was the girl who paid her own way through night school, while classmates begged for prom tickets. My parents, Harold and Marlene, bragged about raising a self-reliant daughter. They never admitted that self-reliance was the scar tissue from neglect. Then there was Lily, golden, effortless, always handed the bigger slice. When Harold's consulting gig vanished, they arrived at my condo with duffels and a silent contract. My stability, their parachute. Just temporary, they promised. Temporary stretched into 3 rent-free years. Marlene rearranged my spice rack the first night, without a word. Harold commandeered my study, claiming he needed focus for interviews that never materialized. Lily twirled in my walk-in closet and declared, "This energy suits me better." By week 2, I was bunking on a futon in the den. Utilities tripled. My SUV became communal property. Groceries evaporated. Whenever I hinted at splitting costs, Marlene would squeeze my wrist and murmur, "Blood looks after blood." Funny, blood always flowed one way. Even the block gossip twisted. Mrs. Delgado cornered me by the mailboxes. "Your folks say the market's been brutal on you." Brutal on me while I footed every bill. I swallowed it. Good daughters absorb. 6 months ago, my counselor, Dr. Reyes, labeled the pattern. Financial exploitation, emotional grooming. Decades of training to mistake burden for bond. I still wasn't ready to speak. But I started seeing. Every unpaid bill, every borrowed blouse returned stained. Every time Lily called my balcony, our happy hour spot. The fracture was forming. It widened the afternoon Lily's fiancé, Ethan, showed up clutching a bakery box like a peace offering. On the stoop he fidgeted. "Your parents mentioned you'd want to chip in for the venue." I felt the floor drop. "They volunteered my savings?" Ethan flushed. "They said you're secure." Secure. Code for endless. Another hairline crack. Then Lily took my car for errands, and returned it reeking of drive-through onions, tank on fumes, lipstick smeared across the console. I asked, gently, for a heads-up next time. She rolled her eyes. "You're literally never out, Vi. Chill." The entitlement was a slap. But the quiet thefts hurt worse. Harold claiming our Lakeview condo to dinner guests, Marlene folding my silk scarves into her drawer, Lily leaving wet towels on my leather sofa. I became a tenant in my own life. Dr. Reyes finally said the sentence that detonated everything. "They aren't clueless, Violet. They're profiting." That reframed every memory. The dam trembled. The break came on a Thursday pot roast night. My recipe, my grocery run, my silent labor. We sat. The air crackled. Harold set down his knife with ceremony. About Lily's wedding. Marlene chimed. A girl's day should sparkle. Lily named the figure like ordering coffee. 40 grand would cover the essentials. 40 grand. My entire cushion, every overtime hour. My pulse hammered. And if I can't? Harold's gaze went arctic. Then maybe you don't belong at the table. Lily sipped her wine victorious. Something inside me snapped. Not with noise but with precision, like ice giving way under spring sun. I stood. The room froze. Sunset tomorrow. I repeated. Be gone. Harold surged up. After everything. I lifted one palm. He halted mid-breath. Marlene gasped theatrically. Lily's smirk collapsed into shock. You're bluffing. Test me. No one had a line left. I left the table, the guilt, the lifetime of shrinking. That night I researched eviction law. 0 lease, 0 rent, 0 problem. Locksmith booked for 6 p.m. sharp. At dawn I knocked on my own bedroom door. Harold answered in my cashmere robe. 11 hours left. Marlene appeared, clutching pearls that weren't hers. Think of your sister. I am. I said. For the first time. They tried every tactic. Tears, threats, a noon family summit on my couch. Where will we sleep? Marlene wailed. You'll figure it out, I answered. Like I did. Lily accused jealousy. I told her exhaustion. By 5, panic set in. I dialed non-emergency dispatch within earshot. Harold capitulated. We're going. They packed in a tornado of muttered insults and slammed drawers. At 5:58 p.m., bags hit the threshold. Marlene whispered, You'll be lonely. I replied, I'll be free. The door shut. I leaned against it and exhaled 3 years of someone else's air. The condo sighed with me. First morning solo. Coffee without critique, sunlight without footsteps, silence that healed. Bills halved. Fridge stayed stocked. My bed, my actual bed, felt like a throne. 2 weeks later, 3:12 a.m., Lily called, voice shredded. I'm pregnant. I have nothing. Old reflexes flared. Rescue, shrink, save. Dr. Reyes echoed. Let her stand. I listed shelters, aid hotlines, clinics. Lily sobbed, hung up. She enrolled in a mom-to-be program, waitressed mornings, learned the weight of her own choices. A year on, my parents share a 1-bedroom downtown. Harold stocks shelves, Marlene enters data. Lily's daughter arrived healthy. Grainy photos reach me via Aunt Clara. Lily works, budgets, grows. My condo is quiet, savings intact, mornings unapologetic. If you've ever chosen yourself over the script they handed you, drop your city below.